Let's check out what's going on with, let's do some fast fact news. Fast news. Rapid fire news. Order security. There's a fentanyl. Uh-oh. Vance thanking his team. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Calling her out. Oh, shit. Fucking JD Vance calling her out. As you can see, JD Vance calling out fucking Amelia Sykes for not being there and not showing her support, basically.
I'm Christina Awayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Derek Perry, a concealed carry permit holder, is being called a hero for stopping a stabbing attack that happened at a Walmart in Michigan. 11 people were stabbed and injured in Traverse City, 6 of them critically. Perry was shopping with his family when the 32-year-old suspect started stabbing people in the store. The local hero used a store shelf for cover, tackled the suspect, and held him at gunpoint, demanding he drop the weapon. The suspect eventually dropped his weapon, and Perry continued to hold him at gunpoint until police arrived. Perry is being praised for his quick thinking that officials say saved lives. He does have a background in security training. City officials plan to honor him with a Community Hero Award, and a GoFundMe page has been launched to support the victims. Many are now pointing to the importance of men and armed civilians in society.
This guy has the shop. They basically have a shopping cart just in case so that they can put some distance and attack him with the shopping cart. Because, yeah, that dude has a knife. And he already stabbed 11 people. What do we got here?
Hi, Haley B. Miller, Cincinnati Enquirer. Have you seen footage in Cincinnati of a recent street fight, and what concerns do you have about that, given that that's your home city?
You said a street fight in Cincinnati? I have not seen this. Sorry, give me a little more background, Haley. I'm not sure about this.
There was a group of people who attacked a couple folks on the street in Cincinnati. Senator Bernie Moreno, some others have spoken out about it, have been critical of it.
Okay, yes. So what I saw, and I haven't seen the full context, but what I saw is a mob of lawless thugs beating up on an innocent person, and it's disgusting. And I hope every single one of those people who engage in violence is prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And they will be. They will be so long as law enforcement in the state of Ohio takes their job seriously. I know Dave Yost cares a lot about these things. But yeah, I actually, you're right. Bernie did send me a clip of this, and we talked a little bit about it. I don't know the full context. I don't know how the fight started. But the one part that I saw that was really gruesome is you had a grown man who sucker punched a middle-aged woman. And where I come from, at least, when you have a grown man who sucker punches a middle-aged woman, that person ought to go to jail for a very long time. And frankly, he's lucky there weren't some better people around, because they would have handled it themselves. But if they're not going to handle it, the cops in Cincinnati, the law enforcement, you've got to prosecute people. We've had way too much lawlessness on the streets of great American cities. How many of you all have wanted to go to downtown Akron or downtown Canton or downtown Columbus for a meal, but you're worried because the local authorities in these big cities have allowed lawlessness to run wild? We have got to make great American cities safe again for families and children. If you want to take your wife or your children out for a meal, you shouldn't be worried about street violence, and the only way to destroy that street violence is to take the thugs who engage in that violence and throw their asses in prison.
Got him. Yeah. Enforce the rules. Because if you don't, well, you just got lawlessness and chaos. Trump shortens Russia-Ukraine peace
Donald Trump
deadline.
is cutting short
he was
the
talking
deadline
to like
he gave Russia
10 or
to
12
strike
days.
a peace deal in Ukraine. Speaking alongside British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Scotland, Trump said Moscow now has about 10 to 12 days to act or face sweeping economic penalties. Earlier this month, Trump gave Russia 50 days to reach a ceasefire, but now he says he's seen no progress and won't wait.
I'm going to make a new deadline of about 10 or 12 days from today. No reason in waiting. There's no reason in waiting. It's 50 days. I want to be generous, but we just don't see any progress being made.
Ukraine's top presidential aide, Andriy Yermak, called it a strong message of peace through strength. According to the White House, if Russia doesn't respond, the U.S. could impose new sanctions and what Trump calls secondary tariffs, punishing countries that continue trading with Moscow. That includes a threat of 100% tariffs on Russian exports. Trump says those moves could come within days. He ruled out restarting direct talks with Vladimir Putin and insists consequences are necessary. Trump says his stance changed after Russian missiles strikes on civilians, including a nursing home in Kyiv.
We thought we had that settled numerous times, and then President Putin goes out and starts launching rockets into some city like Kiev and kills a lot of people in a nursing home or whatever.
The Kremlin hasn't responded to the new deadline or to Trump's threat of economic retaliation. Trump also took aim at Ukraine's leadership, saying both sides have failed to have meaningful diplomatic progress in over 3 years of war. For more of our unbiased, straight-fact reporting, download the Shader News app today or log on to SAN.com. For Shader News, I'm Kaylee Carey.
Fucking Zelensky doing basically espionage missions inside Russia, doing drone strikes and shit. Is it Trump shortens deadline for Putin?
President Trump sat down with the British Prime Minister today at his Turnberry golf course in Scotland, with Russia's war on Ukraine, Gaza, and trade all on the agenda. This comes as his administration is touting a new trade deal with the European Union that will increase tariffs on goods imported here. Natalie Brand has details from the White House.
President Trump is hosting British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at his Turnberry Golf Club in Scotland, where the focus Monday shifted to the humanitarian crisis in Gaza.
We have to get to that ceasefire and we have to increase humanitarian aid.
We're going to set up food centers, and we're going to do it in conjunction with some very good people, and other nations are joining us. I know your nation's joining us.
On Ukraine, President Trump told reporters he will likely reduce the 50-day deadline he gave Russian President Vladimir Putin for a ceasefire deal, threatening tougher new sanctions.
I'm going to make a new deadline of about 10 or 12 days from today.
Here it is, 10 to 12 days.
There's no reason in waiting.
Today's meeting follows one Sunday between Trump and the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, where they announced a trade deal between the U.S. and EU.
All of the countries will be opened up to trade with the United States at zero tariff.
President Trump said the tariff rate for most imported goods from the 27 EU member countries would be 15%, including autos. He also said the EU agreed to purchase U.S. military equipment, $750 billion of U.S. energy, and invest $600 billion in other sectors.
It will bring stability. It will bring predictability.
The breakthrough came with the White House's Friday tariff deadline quickly approaching and still no deals in place with other top trading partners, including Canada and Mexico. This week, the Trump administration is also meeting for a third round of talks with China.
Whether there's room for an extension, I can't say at this point, but the conversations are constructive and they're going in the right direction.
The 90-day tariff truce between China and the U.S. reached in May is set to expire in about 2 weeks.
Expire in about 2 weeks. Oh shit! Here's him asking about stuff in UK.
There are new powers here to censor your site. States mandate.
To censor my site?
To censor your site.
You mean Truth? Truth, Social?
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not
He's
censoring
trying to
anyone.
cause some shit.
We've got
Oh shit! No, my bad.
Successful social media sites. There are new powers here to censor your site. States mandate.
To censor my site?
To censor your site.
You mean Truth? Truth, Social?
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring
This
anyone.
reporter is trying to
We've
cause
got
some
some
shit.
measures which are there to protect children, in particular from sites like suicide sites. We've had too many cases in the United Kingdom of young children taking their own lives, and when you look through their social media, they've been
You're such a
accessing
fucking
sites which talk about suicide and encouraging, if you like, children down that road, and that is what we want to stop. Nothing about censoring free speech. But this country is a proud free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever.
There was
but
one
at the same
mother
time, I
that
personally
wanted
feel
to
very
censor
strongly that we should protect
pornography
our
because her
young
kid got
teenagers,
into
and
it.
that's what it usually is, from things like
And then I
suicide
guess
sites. I don't
shit
see that as a
happened, I
free
don't know.
speech issue. I see that as a child protection
We
issue.
actually passed a
Like
bill in
many other
Congress,
cases.
headed up by my wife, actually,
Yeah.
which was to pull bad stuff out having to do with children, because it is a problem. But I cannot imagine him censoring Truth Social. That's more of a very political, and it's been a very big success.
Not going to happen.
And I only say good things about him and his country, so they to me, you're making a mistake. I'm going to give my ambassador the job, make sure it's not censored. I had not heard that.
You have it. Oh, this is where he says the.
Earlier you said that you were going to change the deadline from 50 days.
This is where he changes the deadline.
I'm going to make a new deadline of about 10 or 12 days from
CNBC?
today. There's no
The
reason in
news
waiting.
media outlet that hates him.
There's no reason in waiting. It's 50 days. I want to be generous, but we just don't see any progress being made. He's got to make a deal. It's too many people are dying. It's a really bloody war. And the 5 is now, they're really telling me that number is obsolete. It's like 7.
That's terrible.
So you have 7,000 Russian and Ukrainian soldiers dying every single week for no reason whatsoever. So you would think, based on common sense, you would think he'd want to make a deal. We'll find out. Yeah, I'd say 10 to 12 days. I'll announce it probably tonight or tomorrow. But there's no reason to wait. If you know what the answer is going to be, why wait? And it would be sanctions and maybe tariffs, secondary tariffs. You know what a secondary tariff is. And look, the Russian economy, I don't want to do that to Russia. I love the Russian people. They're great people. I don't want to do that to Russia. But this thing, they're losing a lot of Russians.
There you have it.
Houthi rebels in Yemen warn they will target merchant ships belonging to any company doing business with Israeli ports, regardless of nationality. The Houthis say it's their next phase of a military campaign against Israel. The Iran-backed group launched operations targeting commercial vessels in response to Israel's war against Hamas in 2023. Their attacks over the past 2 years have disrupted shipping in the Red Sea, where around $1 trillion in goods pass through each year. The rebels announced Sunday they had decided to escalate their military support and begin implementing the fourth phase of the naval blockade against Israel. The militants threatened to attack all ships belonging to any company that deals with ports of the Israeli enemy of the nationality of that and in any location within reach of our armed forces. They added ships will be targeted regardless of destination. The Houthis are pushing for international pressure on Israel to end the war in Gaza and lift its blockade on the enclave if they want to avoid escalation. The move comes after earlier this month the rebels struck and sank 2 Liberian-flagged Greek-owned bulk carriers, the Magic Seas and the Eternity Sea. The attacks killed 4 crew members on the Eternity Sea and 11 others were kidnapped. All 22 crew members on the Magic Sea were rescued before the carrier sank. The Associated Press reports between November of 2023 and December of 2024, Houthis launched attacks against more than 100 vessels with missiles and drones. The militants paused their attacks amid a temporary ceasefire by Israel and Hamas, but were later targeted in airstrikes ordered by President Trump. The Trump administration announced a deal in May with the Houthis to halt airstrikes in exchange for the rebels to stop attacks on merchant ships. Although the Houthis claim the agreement does not include attacks on ships it believes are doing business with Israel. For more unbiased updates, download the Straight Arrow News app or go to SAN.com.
That just means they would deem any fucking ship they see fucking doing business right with Israel. Doesn't mean shit. They don't care what ship they always attack any ship. No matter. I hear. Ghislaine Maxwell. Pardon comment?
The president completely ruled out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell when you landed. Is that something you would ever consider and why?
Pardon for who?
For Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it. It's in the news about that aspect of it, but right now it would be inappropriate to talk about it.
If she's gonna give us all the information about what the fuck happened, and she's asking for some of her freedom, right? Her freedom back. I mean, she already spent her time, right? It'd be a deal that they would have to make. But yeah, that would be between her lawyer and the government, right?
President Trump promises Gazans multiple times, more than 20 times, he needs a peace for Gaza and he will bring a peace. But in our thoughts as a locals and as NGOs coordinator, Trump's mentioned that multiple times, but nothing tangible happened after each statement from the president. To stop this genocide, they can do urgently direct interventions and force the Israeli to let aids come in freely without Israeli restrictions. And if Mr. Trump's need to know is there a real famine here, please let the international journalists come to the Gaza freely and remove the ban over the journalists from the international community. We have no time to wait a new political statements.
Unfortunately, that's all we got. I mean, just look at what's happening all over the fucking world. Got like open borders all over the place. People are invading and causing a fucking havoc. You got conflicts arising all over the place, right? You just had the fucking Cambodia, Thailand one. Right? You still have the Africa one, Congo, Rwanda stuff. It's popping off. It is popping off. All right, on to the next.
Much. Developing now, Cincinnati police are expected to release new information about a downtown brawl that is now making national headlines.
We're learning several suspects have been identified after video of the violent incident went viral, raising concerns from leaders all over about the safety of downtown. WLWT News 5's Rachel Whalen is here in studio with us with the latest developments.
This is the one.
Hey guys, well, I want to be clear. There is still a lot we
Vance
don't know, such as what led to this fight. But it has certainly caught the attention of local leaders and public figures all over the world, such as Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno and Elon Musk. Police tell us it began as a verbal altercation that quickly turned physical. It happened on West 4th and Elm Street downtown early Saturday. In the video, you can see a man who appears to be struggling to get up as he's repeatedly kicked and hit by multiple people. In another video, a woman is seen being punched, falling to the ground, her head slamming onto the concrete. Union President Ken Kober says Cincinnati police
basically
have been
a couple was getting
nonstop
mobbed
on this
for some
investigation.
reason.
He says officers have already identified 4 to 5 people and is asking the public for their continued help.
Tips have been coming in. We've been getting a lot of support from the public and identifying these people, and ultimately they want to interview them to find out what part they did play in this, because a video only does show so much. So the only way they're really going to get to the bottom of it is to be able to get a hold of everybody involved.
Again, that was Ken Kober, the president of the union. Chief Fiji has also condemned the violence. We are working to get an update from Cincinnati police on the investigation. If you have any information that can help police, you can send an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. For now, I'm Rachel Whalen, WLWT News 5.
So much to unpack.
There you have it. What is this? Is this the end of Jasmine Crockett?
The leader
Probably
of the
not.
Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett,
Oh
just
God! When they did that fucking Mortal Kombat bullshit, that was bad.
The leader of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett, just emerged onto the scene, but is she already on her way out? Texas is in the process of redistricting.
The state just redrew its congressional maps in 2021, but now lawmakers are back at the drawing board thanks to a letter from the Department of Justice and a push from President Donald Trump.
If Republicans succeed this time, they could end up with 80% of Texas's 38 House seats.
And Democrats are not taking it well.
Yeah, they're not happy because they.
For what you have done, it is a shame.
On Texas,
yeah,
how many more
I
seats
saw that.
do you want the Republicans to draw?
5.
And then what if California, New York, Illinois, and other blue states
well,
decide
that's
to do
okay
this?
too, but 5. I think we get 5. And there could be some other states. We're going to get another 3 or 4 or 5 in addition. Texas would be the biggest one.
Now, it's a move political experts say Democrats have been pulling for years in states where they control the political map, but none of that is sitting well with Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett.
This redistricting can
Well,
threaten
I mean,
her
she
very
did
seat in
right.
2026.
They didn't win the presidency or the House or the Senate.
Right now, we should be.
It was the Republicans. They won all the votes.
That's
for
they
you.
are going to
You get the
minimize people
redistrict.
of color's voices, and
Whether
they
you
truly
think that's
believe that by
tyrannical
pushing
or
their white
not,
supremacy
you lost.
agenda, they
You
will be
fucking
able
lost.
to then secure more Republican
I mean, you guys were happily okay with redistricting
potentially rig the
with
next election.
right during
And this
the
is the guy who's running against
Biden,
her, looking to take her down.
but you're not willing to do
Jasmine
it
Crockett
during
has
Trump.
no legislative wins.
Again?
She has no real value that she brings to Congress. She doesn't even have the confidence of her own party. Right, we saw that when she failed when she ran for the leadership position. She's a globalist puppet. It's how the people of TX30 see her. They didn't know that she was backed by this Alex Soros character, and now that we're informing voters of this, they're extremely
she's backed
surprised.
by
And
George
they feel like
Soros'
she's a
son,
fraud. So I
Alex
don't
Soros.
think that we're surprised at all to hear that she's still addicted to identity politics.
Paid
I
sucking
am
that
tired of
dick.
the white tears.
There has been no oppression for the white man in this country.
It's a white supremacy agenda. This
What?
is
You're
all
getting
about
paid
white
by a white man.
supremacy.
What do you mean?
Even their
Also, you got your
anti-trans
fake eyelashes
kids
too.
bill. That's a white supremacist deal. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, we're dealing with a white supremacy issue when it comes to the abortion pill issue.
Most extreme
What do you
crimes
mean?
that take place in this country.
Do you know how
are
many
committed by
fucking
white
black people are
Don't just
on the
look
top
at the
right
white
now?
men.
There's a
Open it up
lot.
and recognize that other people can be qualified. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. I also took this as an opportunity to again flex on
Jesus.
MAGA and let them know that I will always be smarter than you.
Me. My ancestors, we all did
That
this.
we know how to use it, Chair.
It's only us.
Whether
not
we
you.
pulling it up or we doing
Basically.
something else with it. We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses.
But maybe not for too much longer.
You have it. You heard him. Heard the man. Let's see what. Let's see Trump roast fucking Mr. Keir Starmer.
During state visits.
I will. I'm not a fan of your mayor. I think he's done a terrible job. The mayor of London, but a nasty person. I think he's done. I think
He's a friend of mine, right?
No, I think he's done a terrible job. But I would certainly visit London.
Can you discuss the importance of free speech today?
Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but
we've had free speech for a very, very long time here. So, it's about the folks coming over the channel, so we're taking a lot of action to stop people coming over the channel who shouldn't be here, stopping them coming in the first place.
Well, immigration is a big factor, and I think, frankly, if they're coming from other countries and you don't know who they are, and are they coming from prisons? We have them where they came in from prisons. We're moving them all out. We had a border last June, last month. We had 0 people come into the country, 0, other than coming through legal means. You know, Europe is a much different place than it was just 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And they've got to get their act together. If they don't, you're not going to have Europe anymore as you know it. And You can't do that. This is a magnificent part of the world, and you cannot ruin it. You cannot let people come in here illegally. And what happens is there'll be murderers, there'll be drug dealers, there'll be all sorts of things that other countries don't want. And they send them
like,
to
God
you, and
damn
they
it,
send them
dude.
to
He's
us,
like, God
and
damn
you've
it,
got to
dude.
stop
Can you
them. And
not?
I hear that you've taken a very strong stand on immigration, and taking a strong stand on immigration is imperative.
We have a lot of unhappy farmers in this country at the moment, and I'm sure the Prime Minister won't thank you for raising this. We've had changes to inheritance tax, which mean a lot of farmers feel they're going to lose their farms when they die or they pass away. How important are farms to a country?
You mean they're going to lose the farm because of estate taxes? So I did something that I don't know if you can do, but it was great. I love our farmers. As you know, in our tax bill, we have a clause that's very important. We were losing a lot of farms to the banks because a loving mother and father would die and left their farm to their children or their child, but their children, their family. And they loved their family, and they thought they were doing them a favor, but they had a 50% tax to pay. So the land would get valued and at a high number, because some of the farms were valuable, but they didn't, you know, they couldn't quantify it. And they'd go out and borrow money to pay the estate tax, or the death tax, as it's called. And they'd overextend, and they'd lose the farm.
No. Our levels are nowhere near 50%. They're not. We've just introduced where it's paid over many years. Works out
well, that's good.
An extra 2% a year over 10 years. So it's not at those levels by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, we ended the estate tax. There is no estate tax on farmers.
There you go. Just Trump making fun of UK. Keir Starmer. DC Shorts. Check them out. We got Memeology. Real life GTA server? Yes, it is. Same as New York right now.
And developing news in a recent string of street takeovers doing a lot more damage than just donuts and tire marks. Now, for the 5th straight week, we are seeing businesses broken into and trashed, with most people gone by the time police get there.
Oh, yeah,
Across the LA basin, businesses from convenience stores to phone stores are being targeted, all with thousands of dollars of damage and very few arrests. According to the LAPD, since June 28th, there have been 17 separate street takeovers.
Wait, they went
that have
at
led to nearby
they broke into a
burglaries.
smog
The latest case early this morning at a T-Mobile
Why?
in South LA.
Why?
Police say about
Why?
50 people smashed the store windows there before stealing items, and officers say there
Why
was
would
a
you
street
steal
takeover
from a
reported
smog?
nearby
There's
around
nothing.
that
Well, I
same
guess
time.
you can steal
Then
their.
also this morning in Carson, thieves broke into a
their,
WSS shoe store,
machinery, I
and
guess,
deputies say they got
or their
calls about a street
computer.
takeover at that same
It's kinda fucked up,
intersection.
though.
In this case, at least 2 people were arrested.
Fuck this.
Fuck this. Alright, there you have it for the Rabbit News. Thanks for watching. Check out all the sources and give a like and subscribe, bro. Much appreciated.